All right, guys, welcome, Hush Gardeners, and we're going to continue with our build of the Crossbow DIY PI metal detector. Today, we're going to be looking at the portion of the circuit that does the main delay, also the sample pulse width, and secondary delay. So, it's this portion of the circuit right here, and we have a couple of CDHC221s, and they're monostable multi-vibrators. So why don't we take a look at the scope and see some of the waveforms. Okay, so what we see on the oscilloscope right here are the two sample pulses. On channel 1 in yellow is the main sample pulse, and channel 2 in purple is the secondary sample pulse. So as this is only a two-channel oscilloscope, I can't show you the preamp, unfortunately. But if you look at the screen, you'll see here and here, I have my two cursors set so that we can see the time delay between the two samples. And if you look in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see that they are 400 microseconds apart. Okay, and that is what is suggested for the Crossbow, is a 400 microsecond delay between the two pulses. I'll show you a quick shot of the board with how I have the probe set up next. So here's a shot of the printed circuit board with my two probes. You can see them right here. They're on test points 1 and 2, and then up here to the left on test point 5 is the ground reference. So those are the 2 points that we are hooking to in order to see both the sample pulse and the secondary sample pulse. Alright, so what we see on the oscilloscope, we have on channel 1 is the output of the preamp, and channel 2 in purple is our main sample, right? So the main sample is positioned just to begin once the preamp is starting to come out of saturation. So now we're going to take a look at a couple of the adjustment pots for this part of the circuit. We'll look at CK1, and you can see that I'm varying where our sample delay begins, right? And CK5 is going to vary the width of the sample pulse. Alright, I think that's about all for today. And then next on to adding the 4066. And we'll go from there. Thanks for joining me. Alright, just a really brief look at the schematic showing the portion of the circuit that we worked on today. It's all within the blue border here. We have the 74HC221s and a couple of external pots that we looked at, and a couple of multi-turn trimmers. So this is just so that you can build this in sections like I do and gather the appropriate parts together. Thanks.